the Archegos Capital Management
shipping routes and its blog
about Reddit and wallstreetbets
with a new name and new focus.
2021 was one hell of a year, from doggy coins passing massive companies in value to fart NFTs, senators beating hedge funds, and the metaverse going mainstream. We really got to see it all, and today we're going to be traveling back in time to talk about all the fun in 2021. So starting out with a story that we all know and love, and exactly what you expected me to start with, the Gamestop Fiasco. And probably one of the most entertaining battles we've ever seen, the ape investors of Wall Street's bets went to war with the greedy hedge fund suits, all over a company that offers you $3 and a bag of Doritos for a game that you bought last week. For those of you who don't know the backstory, here's a summed up version that won't bore you like a Congress crypto hearing. So a bunch of rich guys in suits said, we think GameStop is going to go down, and bet a lot of money by short selling GameStop stock. These guys shorted more stock than actually existed in the market. And this led to a position where if GameStop's stock price went up, multiple hedge funds would be in deep.
Fire off me, you damn 38!
No! And if the price goes down, the hedgies would cash in better than Nancy Pelosi after a hard day of insider trading. Allegedly. For legal reasons, that's a joke, Nancy. Well, retail investors range from newbies just following the latest trend to investment geniuses calling it early. There was a unified goal: to show what the power of numbers can do, and to make money, of course. And it worked.
How can you make money with such a stupid idea?
And how can you not make money with such a brilliant idea?
All of the 18-year-old Robinhood gurus, Tesla call gamblers, and apes from around the world threw every last penny at GameStop stock, causing the price to soar, which meant the big guys on Wall Street were losing billions of dollars playing their own game. And this actually changed investing for many hedge funds who now think twice before shorting certain stocks. And it made the average investor think, hey, this is a free market. That is until Robinhood halted trading in the middle of all of this to save their own skin, but that's a conversation for another time. Now, all this talk around GameStop sparked the age-old question that wise men have pondered for generations. What can we YOLO our money into next? And what better answer to that question than a crypto token named after a meme dog? So following the GameStop fiasco and a couple sentences by a certain Twitter-hungry billionaire, Dogecoin's price skyrockets just like GME's, except this time there was no common enemy. The goal was simple: to make the price of Doge go up. And it worked.
And how can you not make money with such a brilliant idea?
This created millionaires and even billionaires, and it didn't stop there. Later in the year, we saw Shiba Inu, another dog-inspired currency, skyrocket in price as well. So much money was thrown at Shiba that there was literally a time when the dog coin's market cap was more than Honda. Love meme coins or hate them, they have changed investing forever and are now breeding an entirely new kind of investor. But enough about meme stocks and meme coins. Let's take a minute to appreciate a few legitimate projects of 2021, some progress.
It feels like crypto is close to ready for the mainstream in a way that it wasn't even 4 years ago.
Which means we will bring tens of millions, eventually hundreds of millions of people into the Cardano ecosystem.
Probably about a year ago when I minted my first NFT. And that's when it really struck me the value of smart contracts.
Cardano exploded in price with whispers of being a new Ethereum competitor with their ever anticipated smart contract launch. And while this was happening, another possible Ethereum competitor was on the rise, Solana. Solana quickly gained popularity due to the network's insanely fast transaction speeds, raising the bar for all smart contract platforms. Now we're in this position where we have several very promising smart contract platforms and no idea who's going to come out on top. So with how fast things are moving and changing, there's really only two things that we know for certain. There's going to be a whole lot of change in 2022, and Charles Hoskinson will be there to rant about all of it. A massive shift we saw in 2021 was NFTs, who had a huge year despite the average person still having no idea what an NFT is. Hey mom, can I make you into an NFT?
I don't even know what that means.
This is a CryptoPunk NFT, a pixel art character made up of random characteristics. At one point, you could buy a CryptoPunk NFT for less than like $100. Years later in 2021, CryptoPunk's price skyrocketed to hundreds of thousands of dollars per character. This not only sparked artists from around the world to create their own collections and Gary Vee to make like $90 million on doodles, but it's also bred a entirely new world of exciting use cases for digital ownership. Politicians have raised money for campaigns with NFTs. A couple minted an NFT art piece when they got married. Someone even tokenized their own fart noises, which might be a sign that innovation has gone a little too far because, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I want to live in a world where you can buy a signature collection of Taylor Swift fart art. But regardless, you know, we all know that mini NFTs, fart or not, are mostly hot air. Only a few will survive long term, but it's been amazing to see all the creative ways people have used this technology. Now, something else that started in 2021 was my investor community through Patreon. There we have live streams nearly every day with our coaches, market research reports, investment ideas, buy alerts, and a whole lot more. I'm really proud of this group, and there's a reason why we have more than 11,000 satisfied members, so make sure you grab your spot, linked down in the description. Now, all of this NFT talk wouldn't be as exciting without a place to use NFTs, the Metaverse. Which leads me to Meta's recent announcement in 2021. So we saw the social media giant Bookface change its name to MetaBook. I think that's right.
What's the whole Zuck thing?
In October, Facebook announced they would be completely rebranding to Meta, representing a shift in the company's focus to all things metaverse. So considering that Facebook bought Oculus in 2014, you have to think that this was a long time coming. And while it's not ideal that you need a Facebook account to use the Oculus headset, Facebook has built some interesting things since their Oculus acquisition, and the Zuck would like to show you how exactly it works.
Sweet baby rays.
Two of my favorite additions to Meta are Horizon Workrooms and Horizon Worlds. So Horizon Workrooms aims to take remote work to the next level, meaning as long as you have your headset, you can work from anywhere, whether that be your bed or from your favorite vacation destination. And at the end of the year, we got to see the launch of Horizon Worlds, Meta's take on virtual worlds as social spaces. There, you can actually see people with full-time jobs in VR.
You want the Travis Scott burger? Do you want Coke with that?
I want the blood of the innocent.
Hey, can we get a blood of the innocent in the back? Hey.
Makes you wonder what China's take on the metaverse will be, since they already have years of experience in making real life a video game with XP and everything. Now, speaking of China, they have had quite a 2021. They somehow banned crypto like every other month, and they saw the start of what might be one of the biggest debt crises we've ever seen. All thanks to Evergrande, a real estate developer in China that owns more land than some entire countries. And the problem is they have a lot of debt. An even bigger problem is they have no money to pay for it. And unlike usual, we saw the market react to this news when it came out, but to this day, the situation is still unfolding as Evergrande makes a more long-term plan for paying back all of that debt. And this was far from the only crisis of 2021. How about that Archegos Capital liquidation? This family office hedge fund had to liquidate more than $20 billion in stocks, tanking the price of 8 publicly traded companies. And how did this happen? Well, it turns out the founder of this fund, Bill Huang, who previously pleaded guilty to wire fraud, BT dubs, was buying indirect ownership of massive amounts of shares in companies through something called total return swaps, which is basically a complicated way of saying that they were borrowing money to get the return on an investment. The issue was Archegos did this with multiple banks, turning about $10 billion in cash to about $30 billion in buying power. And this worked fine until it didn't.
Hey, where'd he go?
A couple stocks that they were invested started to tumble, and Archegos got liquidated, forcing them to sell their stocks at a loss. This caused a few companies that they were invested in to tank as well. One major example of this was Viacom-CBS, whose stock still hasn't recovered. And this isn't even close to the full list of what happened in 2021, so let's do some rapid fire events. Elon Musk decided to sell off a bunch of real estate and live in a tiny house, and then supposedly was living in a different, pretty small house, but then it turns out he might actually live in a massive house. I think the question here is, why do we care? You know, just let the guy tinker on his rockets. Let him do his thing. Now, maybe instead of that, we should look at the situation in Turkey, where the government keeps on cutting rates, basically saying like, inflation who? And sending the lira into absolute oblivion. Turns out that their inflation is something like 82%. Or how about the Suez Canal? They got blocked. The whole thing kind of felt like a cartoon. I mean, look at this. You're telling me that a ship turned 30 degrees due west and disrupted 12% of global trade for like 2 months? And also, can we talk about how confusing it is that Ever Given was the ship that got stuck and Evergrande is the company messing up China's economy? And I know I'm not the only one confused about this because I Googled Evergrande Suez and there's 700,000 results. So I'm not alone here. Now, it wouldn't be a 2021 rewind without mentioning the top performing investments. So starting off with the top performing S&P stock of 2021, coming in at a 125% return is Nvidia. We gotta hand it to Nancy Pelosi for calling it again. Man, she really has a knack for this investing stuff. And the top performing crypto for 2021 is Shiba, with a 49 million% return. Seems fitting for 2021. So what lessons can we take from 2021 for the coming years? I think it goes something like this. First, if you're gonna borrow billions of dollars in debt, don't be silly and forget that you have to eventually pay it back. Second, politicians make better fund managers than fund managers. Third, don't underestimate a large group of investors with a wildly high risk tolerance. And fourth, people will buy anything as long as other people are buying that thing. And that's gonna do it. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a profitable year.
ZUCC. I haven't seen this before.